What up, YouTube? Thanks for stopping by again. Appreciate you guys. Everyone who's liked and subscribed. Gonna walk you through the day I bought my C6 Z06. It was a pretty cool day. I was pretty excited. Wasn't expecting to get one. I'll kind of walk you through the story here of how I found it and the whole process, but it went pretty smooth. Almost a year later, which you guys will see a 1 year review coming up here in the next week or so, plus all the other stuff I've done to it. It is a 2007 in Victory Red. Car was originally from Illinois, but stay tuned. Let's get into it. So I found the car through a friend of a friend who I used to work with back in my Verizon days when I worked in retail. I saw his Facebook post resharing the link, and he connected me with the seller. He's really good friends with them. He had it posted for like $27.9, I believe, at the time, and was getting hit up quite a bit by a lot of people. Probably wondering how is an 07 Z06 for only $27.9. I know they're out there, but typically they're hard to find. Happened to be that this car had a rebuilt title on it, not due to an accident, but he said that the car was stolen back in 2014 in Illinois, and the original owner at the time was able to repurchase a car, and so it had that rebuilt title. The car did have one small accident years later. It was on the front bumper. It was really just the lip, and he doesn't know why that the insurance claimed it when he could have just bought a new lip. I know new lips are pretty expensive, as you guys know, for C6Zs, but nonetheless, they went ahead and proceeded with that. The car has supposedly had its heads fixed. There was no paperwork according to the previous owner who I bought it from. Again, the reason he was selling it is because he was about to have a kid and didn't really have a need for it anymore. He'd only owned the car for about 8 months, but took really good care of it. All the fluids have been flushed. Everything had been taken care of, as well as new floor mats. There was a couple of things here, as you see in the seat. He did share that the seat's back was broken. Where the hinges are at, that it snapped, and he'd shown me that in a video. It only had like 74,000 miles, I think, or 76,000 miles on it when I purchased it, so super low miles. Car was in overall good condition. I would give it like an 8 out of 10 on the body. Obviously, you know, it had been driven outside, so it's, you know, it had some wear and tear. Tires are a little bit older, but car overall was super dope. Had new issues, and I really was stoked to find a car that price. The great news was I was able to get a killer steal on this car.
Driver's seat hinge over here, it's broken, so it doesn't like go all the way back. So if I move the seat forward, what's it called, it'll just keep reclining back. So that's why I have the pillow right here. But yeah, if you take corners, it does shake a little bit, but it still keeps you in place.
So after some heavy back and forth conversation with them, I decided to drive down to Oregon, as you can see, from Washington, and make the trip. After negotiating with them, we'd agreed on $24,000 before I made the trip. But when I was there in person, you know, he was super chill and decided to settle at $23,900 for the car. In that, my girl came down with the dogs. He wanted to give some money back for the lunch. So I was super cool of him. I respect that. Car, as you can see, had some minor chips and flaws, and I'll kind of walk you through some other stuff here on what I found out. But all in all, I was super pumped for the price I got. So the car overall was in great condition. What made me really excited about this car, first, was because it was a friend of a friend, but secondly, the car was basically stock. Some of the minor flaws with the car was You know, the painted roof that was gloss black there had some scratches. Nothing terrible. This is me nitpicking. Some of the scratches around the body as well. But the car basically had nothing modded to it. It used to have a cold air intake, but had been returned to stock. It had the oil cooler on their stock, but that had been removed. He'd done the Morimoto lights in the front and the rear. And then other than that, like you see here, the bumper on that lip was slightly damaged. Nothing terrible. But all in all, I was super pumped with the car. Nothing too crazy. Original water pump, original alternator. It was giving one air for the low coolant, so I think it was just a sensor. I'm still actually working through that to get that fixed. But from everything I've read, to get that fixed, looks like you just have to go ahead and change the actual coolant reservoir. There's a sensor at the bottom of it. The other thing too is you saw there the master clutch cylinder was the original one. The way you can tell is the housing's clear. It gets a revised version from GM that has a black housing, so the clear housing. Shout out to my friend who shared that with me. He used to have a C6Z, now it's a C7 Grand Sport. So I'll be going ahead and getting that swapped out when I do the American Racing headers with the X pipe here. But other than that, all the fluids, like I said, are flushed. Trans, diff, brake fluid, and clutch fluid were flushed. So it had been definitely taken care of for the time he owned it. I had no really big concerns. There were definitely some things that needed to be addressed, but nothing that would set me back from not wanting it in a car. So in summary, I picked up the car last July 7th and drove it back. Again, crazy good price, getting it for $23,900. So it's definitely possible to get these vehicles under the sub 30s and under the sub 25. I know traditionally in order to do that, you're going to find a vehicle that probably has had a couple of accidents or been rebuilt in my situation. But again, in my situation, the car was rebuilt due to it being stolen, not physically due to an accident. Yes, it had a minor fender bender on the front where he hit a curb, as I shared, and that lip was replaced. But all in all, this car is pristine, as you can see. I'm super excited to start the next chapter with it. Stay tuned.